Welcome to the Coaches Hub podcast, powered by Soccer Profile. Today, we're focusing on the backbone of every team, the coaches. Keeping them motivated through the ups and downs of a long season is key to sustained success. We'll explore simple, effective ways to keep your staff energized, supported, and inspired, because when coaches thrive, players and teams follow. Let's get started.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive. You know, when we think about success in sports, our minds almost automatically go to the athletes, their relentless training, their peak performance, their unwavering drive. But every championship team, every inspiring comeback, every incredible season, well, it's built on the tireless work of a different kind of hero, the coaching staff.
Absolutely.
And here's the kicker. Even these highly dedicated individuals, who are often the very embodiment of motivation for their players, they can hit walls too.
Yeah, that's right.
Burnout, fatigue, a loss of spark, especially during those long, high-pressure seasons. It's a silent challenge that can ripple through an entire organization.
It really can.
Today, we're taking a deep dive into an absolutely critical, yet often overlooked aspect of sustained athletic success.
Yeah.
How do you keep your coaching staff not just functioning, but truly motivated and thriving throughout the entire season? We've pulled some phenomenal insights from strategies for coaching staff motivation and development, and we'll also be referencing best practices often highlighted on platforms like, the Coaches Hub.
Yeah, those are great resources.
This isn't just about feel-good management. It's about strategic investment in the very foundation of your team.
Exactly. What's often missed in the high-stakes world of sports is that a coach's motivation is just as foundational as, say, a player's physical conditioning.
That's a great point.
They are the architects of strategy, the engineers of player development, and, well, the emotional compass of the team. If that core motivation falters, it creates a ripple effect, impacting everything from the quality of practice sessions to in-game decision-making, and ultimately the team's overall trajectory.
Totally. So our mission today is to extract the most impactful, actionable strategies from these sources, not just what to do, but how to implement them effectively.
Right.
To keep your coaching staff supported, appreciated, and genuinely inspired. And as we unpack this, maybe think about how these principles might translate beyond the locker room into any high-performance team or leadership role you might hold.
Good connection.
Okay, let's jump in.
Let's do it.
Let's start with something that feels, universally true, but maybe often underestimated in its power: the need for recognition. Our sources emphasize that coaches, just like players, they thrive on validation for their relentless efforts.
Yeah.
It's just not enough to assume they know they're doing a good job.
Absolutely. And the strategies guide points out a crucial distinction here. We're not just talking about celebrating the big championship win. I mean, that's a given, right?
Wait, everyone celebrates that.
The truly impactful recognition, the kind that fuels sustained motivation, often comes from acknowledging the process.
Okay. Like what?
Well, did a coach expertly adapt a training session on the fly? Was a specific tactical adjustment they championed instrumental in a tight game? Or maybe a player showed remarkable personal growth, directly attributable to that coach's specific guidance.
Got it.
These are the moments that often go unnoticed, but are, gold for internal motivation.
So how do we make sure those moments don't go unnoticed? The Coaches Hub, for instance, frequently shares ideas around this.
Yeah, they do.
It could be something as simple as a public shout-out in a weekly staff meeting, highlighting a specific contribution, or maybe a personalized handwritten note from the head coach after a particularly challenging week, detailing a specific positive impact.
That personal touch means a lot.
Our source even suggests small, team-focused rewards, like maybe a staff dinner after a string of tough road games.
Right.
It's about creating a culture where exceptional effort is not just expected, but genuinely seen and celebrated.
And what's fascinating here, the behavioral economics research cited in our source, it indicates that unexpected non-monetary recognition can often have a disproportionately higher impact on long-term dedication.
Really? More than a bonus?
Often, yeah. More than routine scheduled bonuses anyway. It taps into a coach's intrinsic motivation in a way a predictable reward often misses. It's about making them feel truly valued for their unique contribution, not just, compensated.
That's a powerful distinction.
Okay.
And building on that,
Yeah.
once you've acknowledged their current contributions, the next logical step is investing in their future.
Oh,
right?
exactly.
It's not just about what they're doing now, but what they could be.
Precisely. The material delves into the concept of continuous professional development, which, honestly, in a rapidly evolving sport is non-negotiable.
True. Things change fast.
It's not just about staying current, it's about staying engaged. The Strategies Guide advocates for providing tailored access to workshops, advanced coaching certifications, sport-specific conferences. Think about the impact of sending, say, a defensive coordinator to a symposium specifically on counter-pressing tactics in European football, or a strength coach to a cutting-edge seminar on injury prevention. Tailored opportunities.
That's a great analogy. It's like giving your players access to the latest sports science or cutting-edge equipment. Coaches need that same upgrade for their mental toolkit.
Exactly.
The Coaches Hub regularly features webinars on everything from sports psychology to advanced analytics, highlighting how essential these fresh ideas are.
Right.
It's about keeping them intellectually stimulated, broadening their tactical horizons, and preventing that kind of professional stagnation that can just slowly erode passion.
And a crucial consideration here is preventing complacency. Stagnation is, well, it's a silent killer of motivation.
Yeah.
When coaches feel they're learning and growing, they're more excited about what they can bring to the team. It keeps their perspectives fresh, their tactical minds sharp, which, as you can imagine, directly translates to better instruction and innovative strategies on the field. It signals to them, we believe in your long-term potential here.
That makes sense. So we've covered individual recognition and growth. But I mean, no coach works in isolation, right?
Right at all.
Their environment, the ecosystem they operate within, that plays a monumental role.
Indeed. The Strategies Guide emphatically stresses the importance of fostering a truly supportive and collaborative environment. And this goes beyond just being friendly. It means creating a culture of open communication where every coach feels safe to share ideas, question assumptions, express frustrations, and, celebrate successes without judgment.
So like real plus work among the coaches themselves.
Exactly. Imagine regular, structured brainstorming sessions where assistant coaches feel genuinely empowered to challenge the head coach's game plan. Or where veteran coaches actively mentor newer staff members.
Yeah. The Coaches Hub showcases successful team cultures where that peer support is practically, built in. We're talking about more experienced coaches actively pulling up younger staff, not just through formal mentorship, but through those day-to-day interactions.
No, the informal stuff counts too.
Sharing best practices, debriefing tough losses together, or even co-leading training segments. It's about creating that psychological safety net.
Yes.
A space where isolation, which is a huge contributor to burnout, especially during a brutal season, is actively combated by a strong sense of team within the coaching staff itself.
And what's fascinating here is how much this helps mitigate the insidious effects of isolation and that high-pressure environment. A cohesive, mutually supportive coaching staff is such a powerful antidote to burnout. It transforms individual challenges into shared opportunities for problem-solving, cultivating a much more resilient and motivated collective.
When people feel that kind of support, it often unleashes a desire for more responsibility, right?
Yeah.
A chance to truly own their contributions.
Yes, absolutely. That leads us right into autonomy.
Which is our next key strategy.
Absolutely. The material delves into the concept of bounded autonomy, emphasizing that while, full carte blanche might be overwhelming, providing coaches with defined areas of ownership significantly increases their sense of psychological investment and creative output.
Okay, so not just delegating tasks.
No, it's about entrusting them with strategic domains.
For instance, maybe an assistant coach is given full tactical oversight for special teams.
Perfect example.
Or complete autonomy over the development plan for a specific position group, like the goalkeepers or the offensive line.
Right. They're not just executing orders, they're designing, implementing, and being held accountable for their specific area.
And the Coaches Hub highlights how this approach fosters not just motivation, but also incredible innovation within the staff.
Totally.
When coaches are empowered to lead and make decisions, they feel a deeper personal stake in the team's success.
And allowing coaches to take charge encourages experimentation and fresh ideas that might not emerge from a purely top-down structure. It taps into their expertise and passion, fostering a deeper sense of personal stake in the team's journey. This leads to more creative problem-solving and a stronger emotional connection to the outcomes.
Okay, these strategies sound fantastic for engagement, but they also highlight a risk, don't they? The passionate nature of coaching can easily lead to burnout if not managed carefully.
Indeed. That's a critical piece. The Strategies Guide is unequivocal. Coaching can be all-consuming, and ignoring work-life balance comes at a severe long-term cost.
Yeah, you hear about that a lot.
It's not just physical exhaustion, it's the mental and emotional toll of constant pressure, travel, high-stakes decisions. The source emphasizes practical measures, respecting time off, providing genuine flexibility where possible, maybe allowing remote scouting days, for example, and actively encouraging breaks, even short ones, between intense periods of the season.
Yeah, the Coaches Hub often features discussions on mental well-being for coaches, really underscoring that a rested, mentally healthy coach is simply a more effective coach.
Has to be proactive.
Right, building in safeguards.
Yeah.
This could mean implementing no-contact weekends for staff after major competitions, maybe.
Could be. Or even formalizing mental health check-ins with a sports psychologist.
Right.
It's an investment in their sustained performance, ensuring they can bring their best selves to the team consistently season after season.
And the long-term cost of ignoring this is just, well,
it's
significant.
Completely. A coach who feels perpetually drained will inevitably see their effectiveness diminish, impacting player relations, tactical acumen, everything. Prioritizing their well-being isn't a luxury. It's a strategic necessity that ensures their sustained motivation and peak performance. It's about creating a sustainable career, not just one successful season.
Makes perfect sense. And to keep everyone rowing in the same direction, especially when navigating those complex, demanding seasons, clear communication isn't just important, it's paramount.
Absolutely crucial. The Strategies Guide dedicates significant attention to fostering transparency. This means ensuring every coach deeply understands the team's overarching vision, its short-term goals, any shifts in strategy. It also means keeping them informed of changes, challenges, or evolving expectations in a timely and, well, transparent manner.
And explaining the why.
Yes. When decisions are made, particularly difficult ones, explaining the why behind them builds immense trust.
And it has to be a two-way street, right?
Definitely.
The Coaches Hub frequently highlights the importance of creating channels for honest feedback. Coaches need to feel they can voice concerns, offer alternative perspectives, or simply ask questions without fear of reprisal.
Yeah, feeling heard is key.
It's about making them feel truly heard and understood, not just as implementers, but as vital contributors to the intellectual capital of the team.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, that transparent two-way communication ensures coaches feel aligned with the broader goals.
Right.
They're not just executing orders, they understand the entire strategic framework. This understanding deepens their motivation to contribute positively and innovatively because they see how their individual efforts fit into the larger puzzle. It's foundational for a truly cohesive unit.
Okay. Communication is key, but you also need to make sure your staff has the practical ability to actually do the job effectively, right?
Yes. The right tools are essential.
You need the right tools for the job.
Precisely. The Strategies Guide highlights that even the most motivated coach will struggle if they're perpetually under-resourced.
Makes sense.
And this goes beyond just basic equipment. It encompasses adequate time for planning and preparation, often a precious commodity in pro sports.
Time is huge.
And access to necessary support staff, whether that's analysts, video coordinators, or administrative assistants.
Think about it. A coach might have a brilliant training drill in mind, but if they lack the specialized equipment or don't have enough time to set it up properly, or don't have an extra pair of hands to manage the details, well, that brilliance gets stifled.
Exactly. Frustration builds quickly.
The Coaches Hub often shares practical solutions for resource allocation, emphasizing that empowering coaches with the right tools, sufficient time, and robust support is, well, it's non-negotiable.
It really is.
Being under-resourced leads directly to frustration and burnout, eroding even the strongest motivation.
And what's fascinating here is how directly resources impact effectiveness. Providing these elements isn't just about making their lives easier.
No.
It's a practical demonstration of support that significantly enhances their ability to perform and sustain their motivation. It sends a clear message. We're investing in your capacity to succeed.
Okay. Going back to that sense of ownership we talked about.
Autonomy.
Our sources also emphasize the profound power of involving coaches in bigger strategic decisions, not just the day-to-day.
Yes, this is critical for moving beyond mere execution to true investment. The material advises inviting coaches to contribute to key decisions.
Like what kind of decisions?
Well, not just about daily training, but things like player recruitment profiles, long-term team strategy, or even the overall direction of the program.
Okay.
This might involve formal committee structures or regular forums where their expertise is actively sought out.
Giving coaches a genuine voice at the strategic table. That fosters a profound sense of ownership, doesn't it? It shows you value their expertise and perspective beyond their specific role. The Coaches Hub frequently discusses how this elevates a coach's status from simply a manager of players to a genuine strategic partner.
Right. Makes them feel integral.
Integral to the entire organizational success.
And beyond the motivational aspect, this raises an important question. What are the practical benefits of diverse perspectives in decision-making?
Good point.
Engaging them in discussions about long-term goals not only ensures they feel valued, but also enriches the outcome. Different coaches bring different experiences, different insights, leading to more robust, well-rounded strategies and a broader sense of collective responsibility for their success or failure.
Okay. And finally, all these individual strategies we've talked about, they all contribute to something much bigger, right? The overarching team, environment, and culture.
Absolutely. The Strategies Guide emphasizes that coaching isn't solely about training players, it's about cultivating an uplifting environment for everyone, including the coaching staff themselves.
Right, the coaches need a good environment too.
Yes. This means actively encouraging a culture where every coach feels they are working towards a common goal, that their contributions are interconnected, and that they genuinely support each other's success. It's about building, esprit de corps among the staff.
Yeah, the Coaches Hub is just a treasure trove of insights into how to build this camaraderie. It's about celebrating each other's victories, not just team wins, but maybe personal coaching milestones.
Yeah, small wins count.
It's fostering an atmosphere where constructive criticism is delivered with respect and where collective problem solving is the default.
Right.
When coaches feel they are part of a larger positive community, it fosters a deep sense of purpose that drives motivation, providing a buffer even when facing significant challenges.
And when a positive culture permeates the coaching staff, that energy inevitably trickles down, creating a more cohesive and engaged player group.
That makes sense.
It reinforces that everyone, from the newest intern to the head coach, is a vital part of a supportive ecosystem. This deep sense of belonging ultimately drives sustained motivation and resilience.
And to bring it full circle, sometimes the most powerful motivators are, quite frankly, the simplest ones.
Without a doubt. The Strategies Guide places significant emphasis on regular, genuine appreciation.
Just saying thanks.
Basically, yes, but meaning it. This isn't just about formal recognition, which we discussed earlier, but the everyday acts of gratitude.
Okay.
Taking the time to sincerely thank your coaching staff for their dedication, the late nights, the early mornings, the emotional investment, it goes a really long way.
So this could manifest as, what, a personal note from the athletic director after a successful road trip?
Sure.
Or a public acknowledgement during an internal team meeting? Or even a small unexpected gesture like ordering lunch for the staff after a particularly grueling week of film review.
Exactly. Those small things matter. The Coaches Hub often shares stories where these simple acts of consistent, heartfelt gratitude resonated more deeply than any bonus.
Huh? Interesting.
It's the consistent reinforcement that their efforts are not just seen, but deeply valued.
Right.
This regular, authentic acknowledgement builds resilience, fosters trust, and cultivates long-term commitment. It reminds coaches that they are not just cogs in a machine, but essential, respected members of a high-achieving team.
Wow. Okay. That was a truly insightful deep dive into what it takes to cultivate and sustain motivation within a coaching staff.
Yeah, lots of good stuff there.
We've explored everything from the power of specific, timely recognition and investing in professional development to fostering a deeply collaborative environment, ensuring crucial work-life balance, and ultimately showing consistent, genuine appreciation.
Precisely. What emerges from all these strategies is a clear picture. A motivated coaching staff isn't an accidental byproduct. It's the result of deliberate strategic effort.
Yeah, you have to work at it.
It's foundational for fostering a positive team culture, accelerating player development, and ultimately achieving consistent success. When coaches feel supported, appreciated, and empowered, their enthusiasm and expertise translate directly into better coaching and stronger team performance.
Absolutely. These aren't just abstract ideas, they are really actionable frameworks for building a more resilient and high-performing organization, whether that's in sports or, frankly, any demanding field.
Sure.
But here's something for you, our listener, to ponder as you reflect on these insights. How do these principles of motivation, recognition, and empowerment need to adapt for different coaching levels?
Good question.
Think about youth sports versus elite professional leagues. Are there unique challenges at each level that require maybe a different emphasis on these strategies? Something to think about.
Definitely worth considering.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. We hope these nuggets of knowledge give you a shortcut to being truly well-informed.
That's it for today's episode of the Coaches Hub podcast, powered by Soccer Profile. Remember, motivated coaches create motivated players. By recognizing effort, encouraging growth, and building a supportive environment, you can keep your staff energized and inspired all season long. If you found today's discussion valuable, be sure to subscribe, share, and join the conversation online at www.soccer-profile.com. Until next time, keep learning, keep leading, and keep raising the standard.